Good day whatever time it's where you're watching now. Welcome at Gist Band TV. So today, Maurice Sam's story is a powerful reminder that the glittering facade of success often conceals a storm of inner turmoil. On the surface, he embodied the perfect celebrity, confident, consistent, and thriving in the spotlight. Fans saw red carpet smiles, blockbuster roles, and a life of luxury, assuming fame was a shield against life's hardships. But behind closed doors, Maurice wrestled with demons that no amount of wealth could vanquish. The pressure to maintain that flawless image only amplified his isolation, turning admiration into a heavy burden. Imagine waking up every day knowing millions are watching, judging, expecting perfection while your heart aches in silence. This duality isn't unique to him, it's a trap many stars fall into, where vulnerability is seen as a crack in the armor. Maurice's journey peels back the layers, showing how fame can magnify pain rather than erase it. It's a wake-up call: success doesn't immunize anyone from struggle. In fact, it can heighten the stakes, making every personal battle feel like a public defeat. As we dive deeper, we see how these hidden wars shape not just individuals, but entire industries. The first cracks in Maurice's armor appeared subtly on set, like whispers before a thunderstorm. Crew members noticed him lingering a bit too long before action, his eyes carrying an unnatural emptiness that spoke volumes without words. Lines he'd once nailed effortlessly slipped away, replaced by uncharacteristic pauses that stretched into awkward silences. These weren't dramatic breakdowns but quiet signals of a mind under siege. In the high-stakes world of film production, where every second costs money, such signs could easily be dismissed as fatigue or a bad day. But they were harbingers of deeper distress, urging those around him to tune into the unspoken language of body and soul. Picture the tension: lights blazing, cameras rolling. Yet one actor's spirit dimming. It's a lesson in vigilance, how nonverbal cues, from a slumped shoulder to a vacant stare, can scream for help in environments built on performance. Maurice's experience underscores why empathy on set isn't optional, it's essential. Ignoring these early warnings doesn't just risk a scene, it endangers a life. As the days wore on, these subtle shifts built into something impossible to overlook, revealing the fragility beneath the fame. What truly sets Maurice's ordeal apart is that his emotional drain never dimmed his professional brilliance. Even as waves of exhaustion crashed over him, he delivered performances that left audiences spellbound, raw, authentic, and utterly captivating. It wasn't incompetence or laziness, it was a soul-stretched thin, powering through on sheer willpower. Think about it: how many times have we praised someone's dedication without realizing they are holding themselves together with fraying threads? Maurice embodied that paradox, functioning at peak levels while his inner world crumbled. His talent shone brighter in adversity, proving that true professionals can mask pain with mastery. But at what cost? This highlights a universal truth: emotional exhaustion doesn't always show as failure, it hides in plain sight, fueling excellence until the tank runs empty. Maurice's story challenges us to redefine success, not just by output, but by the human cost behind it. In an industry that glorifies grind, his resilience is both inspiring and heartbreaking, a testament to the strength it takes to perform when your heart is heavy. Yet, it begs the question: how long can anyone sustain that before the mask slips entirely? When crisis hit, Sonia Uche stepped up with a decision that redefined leadership in the cutthroat world of Nollywood. Instead of pushing forward to meet deadlines and protect the bottom line, she hit pause on filming, prioritizing Maurice's well-being over everything else. It was a bold move, rooted in genuine empathy, a rare sight in an industry often driven by relentless schedules and profit margins. Imagine the scene: sets buzzing with urgency, investors breathing down necks, yet Sonia chose humanity first. Her actions challenged the status quo, proving that true leaders build teams not just on talent, but on trust and compassion. By halting production, she sent ripples through the crew, reminding everyone that people aren't machines. This wasn't about coddling, it was about recognizing that burnout isn't a personal flaw but a systemic issue. Sonia's empathy became a beacon, showing how one person's courage can shift an entire culture. In a world quick to celebrate hustlers, her choice sparks intrigue: what if more leaders followed suit? Maurice's recovery owed much to this pivot, turning a potential tragedy into a story of solidarity that keeps us hooked on the power of kindness in chaos. The backlash Sonia faced after pausing production exposed the toxic underbelly in the entertainment world, a deep-seated resistance to vulnerability. Critics labeled her decision as soft, accusing her of enabling weakness in a field that demands steel spines. Whispers of "man up" echoed through industry chats, dismissing emotional distress as an excuse rather than a legitimate crisis. This reaction isn't just outdated, it's dangerous, perpetuating a stigma that silences those in pain. Picture the irony: an industry built on evoking raw emotions from actors, yet punishing them for feeling their own. Maurice's breakdown became fodder for judgment, highlighting how mental health is often trivialized as a buzzword rather than a priority. The expectation to power through, no matter the toll, reflects broader societal flaws where admitting struggle invites ridicule. But Sonia's stand pushed back, igniting debates on whether toughness means endurance or self-care. It's a gripping narrative of cultural clash, where old norms collide with evolving awareness. As we unpack this, it becomes clear: true strength lies in acknowledging limits, not ignoring them. This resistance isn't just Maurice's hurdle, it's a mirror for all high-pressure professions, urging change before more talents shatter. Maurice's habit of suffering in silence turned his pain into a ticking time bomb, one that grew deadlier with each unspoken word. He downplayed his turmoil, offering apologies for disruptions he couldn't control, all while bottling up the chaos inside. No dramatic outburst, just a quiet erosion of his spirit that made intervention nearly impossible. It's chilling to think how this restraint, often praised as professionalism, can mask escalating despair. Unaddressed, emotional strain doesn't fade, it festers, building pressure until it erupts in ways no one sees coming. Maurice's story grips us with its subtlety, the smiles that hid sobs, the "I'm fine" that screamed for help. In a culture that equates silence with strength, his approach is all too common, yet profoundly risky. What if one honest conversation had diffused it earlier? This silent suffering draws us in, forcing reflection on our own hidden battles. It's a thriller of the mind, where the real danger lurks in the unsaid. As layers peel away, we see how breaking the silence isn't weakness, it's survival. Maurice's journey keeps us riveted, wondering how many around us are quietly unraveling, waiting for someone to notice. The catalyst for Maurice's unraveling wasn't one villainous event but a perfect storm of overlapping pressures that would crush anyone. Family duties pulled him in one direction, financial strains tugged another, while emotional betrayals from trusted circles left scars that festered. Add the relentless scrutiny of public life and nagging health worries, and it's no wonder he hit a wall. Each issue alone might have been manageable, but together they formed an avalanche, burying his resilience under layers of stress. It's fascinating how life piles on, turning strong shoulders into fragile ones. Maurice's tale hooks us with its complexity, like a puzzle where every piece adds tension. Imagine juggling fame's demands while nursing private wounds. It's a high-wire act without a net. This cumulative effect explains why breakdowns often seem sudden. They are not, they're the result of silent accumulation. His experience captivates, showing vulnerability in even the mightiest. As we explore this web, it becomes a mirror: how many of us ignore building stress until it's too late? Maurice's story thrills with its realness, reminding that strength isn't infinite, it's a resource that needs guarding against life's relentless barrage. Beneath Maurice's emotional facade lurked a hidden health challenge that amplified every other struggle. Though not life-threatening, this condition disrupted his sleep, sapped his confidence, and drained his physical vitality, leaving him vulnerable to the slightest emotional hit. Keeping it secret only intensified the isolation, as shame compounded the pain. Picture the exhaustion: nights tossing in bed, days faking energy under bright lights, all while fearing exposure. Health issues like this don't just affect the body, they infiltrate the mind, eroding the foundation needed to weather life's storms. Maurice's secrecy draws us in, like a mystery unfolding. Why hide something so human? It highlights how physical ailments can masquerade as mental ones, blurring lines and delaying help. In an image-obsessed industry, admitting weakness feels like career suicide, yet bottling it up risks far more. This layer adds intrigue to his narrative, showing resilience's limits when health falters. As we delve deeper, it's a compelling reminder: true wellness demands openness, not concealment. Maurice's hidden battle keeps us engaged, pondering the unseen tolls we all carry and how addressing them could change everything. The clash between producers and Sonia illuminated a profound rift in the creative world, the tug-of-war between relentless productivity and basic humanity. Insistent on sticking to schedules, producers viewed pauses as costly indulgences, while Sonia advocated for space to heal. This tension isn't just logistical, it's ethical, questioning whether art's creation justifies sacrificing its creators. Imagine the heated debates, budget versus well-being, deadlines versus decency. Maurice's crisis became the battleground, exposing how industries often treat emotions as expendable. It's a riveting drama, where profit motives collide with compassion, forcing us to ask, at what point does pushing people become exploitation? Sonia's defiance adds heroism, turning a production halt into a statement on values. In fields reliant on human passion, this dilemma grips us: how do we balance output with empathy? Maurice's story thrives on this conflict, mirroring real-world struggles in Hollywood and beyond. As it unfolds, it challenges norms, inspiring thoughts on reform. The narrative pulls us along, wondering if this incident could spark industry-wide change, prioritizing souls over screens in the pursuit of storytelling magic. As news of Maurice's struggles leaked, online rumors twisted the truth into a caricature of diva behavior and unreliability. Without context, he was branded a troublemaker, his genuine pain reduced to tabloid fodder that fueled clicks over compassion. This distortion isn't harmless, it deepens wounds, amplifying isolation and deterring others from seeking help. Picture the frenzy: social media ablaze with half-truths, judgments flying from keyboards miles away. Maurice's experience exposes the dark side of digital age, how misinformation spreads like wildfire, igniting stigma around mental health. It's a thriller element in his tale, where public perception becomes a villain, warping reality and punishing vulnerability. Why do we rush to condemn without facts? This misinformation cycle keeps us hooked, reflecting society's flaws in handling fragility. In an era of instant opinions, it urges caution: one viral post can scar lives. Maurice's story captivates with its cautionary edge, showing how stigma silences voices. As we unpack this, it's a call to empathy: choose understanding over outrage. The narrative builds suspense, leaving us to ponder, how can we foster spaces where truth triumphs over trolls? Reports of Maurice contemplating a much-needed break paint a picture of hope amid the chaos, the vital role of intervention and respite in reclaiming control. It's not defeat, it's strategy, allowing time to rebuild what stress has torn down. Honest dialogues, professional support, and stepping back aren't luxuries, they are lifelines preventing deeper falls. Imagine the relief: trading spotlights for solitude, healing in quiet where pressures fade. Maurice's potential pause grips us as a turning point, emphasizing that rest restores, not resets careers. In high-octane words, this underscores prevention over cure, spotting signs early, offering help without judgment. His journey enthralls with its redemptive arc, showing breakdowns as detours, not dead ends. What if more embraced this? It adds depth, inspiring viewers to value self-care. As the story crescendos, it's a testament: intervention saves, silence endangers. Maurice's path keeps us invested, rooting for recovery in a world that often forgets to pause. And there you have it, the raw, unfiltered layers of Maurice Sam's journey, from the heights of fame to the depths of hidden pain, and the glimmers of hope that light the way forward. Stories like this remind us that behind every spotlight is a human heart beating through the storms. If this resonated with you, drop your thoughts below. What's one way you've supported a friend in tough times, or how has empathy changed the situation for you? Let's keep the conversation going positively. Your shares could inspire someone today. Hit that like button if you're all about lifting each other up, and subscribe for more.